David, you're directing The Understudy. Tell us a little bit about the play.
The Understudy, as the title would suggest, is about an understudy. It's about a rehearsal to put an understudy into a production of an undiscovered masterpiece by Franz Kafka that happens to be playing on Broadway in this star-studded production. The three characters in the play are one of the stars, the understudy, and the stage manager. And in real time, we watch this rehearsal as they go through various of the different scenes in the play. Everything that could go wrong goes wrong, which is, of course, that is the making of all great comedy in some sense. People desire something, and then they're thwarted in the attainment of their desires. But in weathering this together, they're drawn closer together and they form a kind of bond. So I would say what Teresa has done in a way is create something of a Kafka-like scenario and then imbued it with some sense of hope.
There are a couple of other important characters in the play who never appear on stage, but one of them is particularly important, Laura, the stage technician. Could you tell us a little bit about her role in the play?
You never see her, but of course all of the people on stage are subjected to her capriciousness. We don't know what her problem is. There are intimations that perhaps she's a drug addict, perhaps she's hostile, but she seems to bring on the scenery at all of the wrong places. She cues up the music and the lights in all the wrong places.
You're working with a team of designers who are mostly new to the Wilma. Could you tell us a little bit about them and how you're working with them in order to create this play within a play that's being rehearsed?
The task at hand really is first and foremost to transform the Wilma stage into one of these Broadway stages. But then you have to kind of go a step further. If you think the Wilma is the container in which you're building this Broadway stage, then you have to fill the Broadway stage with the unnamed Kafka play that Teresa has dreamed up for this play. And so we thought of the design kind of as a Chinese puzzle. There's a box within a box within a box. And so you have to really ask yourself, what does this Broadway house look like? What does this Kafka play look like? So it's almost like you're approaching two different design projects simultaneously.
Brad, tell us about your character.
Jake is a movie star. He has just shot a movie that has grossed $67 million its opening weekend, which he's very excited about. And he has also done a lot of other action-type genre movies. It's his niche. So he's not too familiar with the theater world, but he's very excited to be doing this Broadway production of Kafka, and he's very enthusiastic about Kafka. There's another character, Bruce, who's the other movie star in this Kafka play that is a few notches above Jake on the monetary Hollywood chain.
I play Harry, who is the understudy in the show, and he's shown up for his first day of rehearsal. I love this play because I think that Harry comes in at the beginning really standoffish and really ready to be a smart aleck and just get every zinger he can in and make this action star feel really small and make him feel really bad about his acting and make him feel bad about his choices professionally. And, you know, it's all from a very defensive, jealous place. And I think Harry, through the journey of this play, sees that and the walls come down, and I think he starts to see the world a little more clearly, a little more truthfully, and also because of that, I think his acting, which is what he holds kind of above everything, is his abilities, his talents, they get better.
I play Roxanne, who is the stage manager of a put-in rehearsal.
You were the understudy for the roundabout production of the play in New York.
It was a very meta, very Kafka-esque moment within itself. It was my first time understudying as the understudy in the understudy about a put-in rehearsal for an understudy, which made our put-in rehearsals extremely interesting, just like totally mirroring each other. This is my first time I've approached a play where I've already seen this play a million times over and over and over again, but that was one production and this is another production. And it's been both challenging to let that production go and listen and receive and discover what this production can bring. And it's also been amazing to see these two actors come up with all these new things that I've just been so used to, like, hearing and seeing and hearing and seeing, and then seeing these two guys who are like amazing. I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. I've seen that line a jillion times and I never thought of it like that. And that's brilliant. That's quite brilliant. And myself, hopefully discovering, oh, I didn't know that line could be said like that. Thank you, David. Thank you, David. Who's the director?